Good morning, everybody. Oh, that was really nice. Thank you very much. Welcome to the third annual Sports and Fitness Tech Conference produced by Living in Digital Times at the International 2013 CES. That's a title. Woo! Throughout the day, we're going to be joined by corporate leaders, luminaries in the field of the sports and fitness tech industry. We're going to look at where we started in 2011 and where we are today. We're going to talk about how we got here. Was it through our partnerships? Was it through our innovations? Or was it with a little bit of bribery? Or was it a lot of both and all? Mostly what we do know is that we got here with the help of our consumers. So we're going to talk about what they need from us now and what they need from us in the future. We also have lots of surprises. We have some trivia contests. We have some guest speakers. We have some surprise speakers. I think they were announced this morning, so if you were listening, you'll know who they are. Right now, it is my great pleasure to introduce to you Robin Raskin, the producer and founder of Living in Digital Times.
Okay, you all made it to day one, so I want to take a moment to welcome you. When I first started writing about technology as the editor of PC Magazine, it was in the 80s, and really tech was a nerd sport, to say the least. The picture that comes to my mind is a bunch of kind of overweight, mealy guys shooting at things and being loners, and it could have been the most antisocial thing ever, was to be a tech nerd. Fast forward, 2013, the same technology has changed our lives, keeping us healthy, keeping us vibrant, keeping us fit and social. So that's really cool, and I applaud all of us for making that happen. We started sports and fitness, and actually I ran into Julie in the gym, and I said, these devices are going to be amazing, and they're going to let you quantify yourself, they're going to let you make your body the perfect tool, they're going to prevent disease. Let's do something. And Julie Sylvester and her husband Peter took the show, and in the last 3 years it's grown like, I don't know, 30%. There's tons of products down in S2 where you can actually get your hands on and feel and see. So I like to call it our own high-tech Jack LaLanne. So I really want to thank them. And I want to just tell you a couple of other things. We have a bunch of shows here. We believe, more than anything, that technology is not just technology for its own sake. It's to give you a better life. So tomorrow, you'll see our digital health conference start. Down the hall, we have our Silver Summit conference that looks at an aging consumer in technology. We've got a conference about kids in technology, moms, higher ed tech, and how colleges are changing. And of course, our famous finales, The Last Gadget Standing and Mobile App Showdown on Thursday. So I hope that you're all still here and that you are not the last gadget standing. And before I leave, I'd like to make sure I see you all down in South Hall at the exhibits, jumping, dancing, checking out your heart rate. And I wanted to introduce our first speaker. Jennifer Jolly is no stranger to anybody who reads bylines about technology writing. Today, she works at USA Today Daily Digital, where it's a daily digital lifestyle magazine, and it's called Tech Now. She'll be reporting on what's going on here, and she's going to talk to you a little bit about the overview that she sees of where the fitness industry is and is going. So enjoy the show, keep your heart rates up, keep your adrenaline pumped, and we'll see you around the show. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to hope that oh, there it goes, I don't even have to yell. One correction, I'm gonna have to whisper because I'm really loud as it is. I come from the world of television, and I literally ran, you guys saw me running back and forth, I literally ran from 10 straight hours of television live shots right here. So excuse the kind of janky way that we've hooked up my technology portion of this. If I had been here even 5 minutes earlier, this would be a lot smoother. But I do the hosting and the producing and the reporting on a daily digital series called Tech Now for USA Today. Hopefully you guys can see me because this is how we just worked out that I couldn't really hook into everything else here. I have been here at CES for the past 2 days. I have been walking the convention center floor. I've seen just about all the hottest, latest, greatest, cool stuff a good 2 days ahead of everybody else. And I can tell you from what I've seen with my own 2 eyes that the sport and fitness health tech is the most exciting place to be. 4K TV, yeah, that's cool. Sony's new phone that you can drop in water, pretty great for a lot of us who happen to drop our phones in the, I don't know, toilet sometime over the past few months. But sport and fitness and health tech, this is the booming part of CES 2013. Let's see if I can pull up my first slide here. I have personally been covering sport and fitness technology for an entire decade. I've been doing television for 20 years. And let me just tell you, here in Las Vegas at midnight when they're putting your makeup on, they're used to doing it on like the Las Vegas Showgirls. I have no idea what this all looks like right about now. I started talking about pedometers. Who in here knows who invented pedometers? Galileo had the original drawing. This is the stuff you learn when you look things up on Wikipedia. Thomas Jefferson actually introduced it. Fast forward a few years to today. I started with talking about these simple pedometers that really told you how many steps you took. And then, of course, there was the more memorable gadgets that have come our way. Who be honest now, because we're all friends. Who tried this? Oh, come on. That is Suzanne Summers and the Thigh Master. Don't be shy. It was cool 20 years ago. So to these more memorable gadgets that we've seen come and go, to these gadgets that we all wish we could forget. I mean, seriously, when we had those old phones, why not use the weights that go with them? Fitness gadgets and health tools have been around for years. Way back when, it was tapeworms. They just made a resurgence in the past couple of years. I do not recommend that to anyone. But when all is said and done, fitness tech, the worldwide electronics industry, so worldwide, according to CEA statistics, worldwide electronics industry growth is expected to be about like you see on this screen, about 4% in 2013. Now that's not horrible, that's up from a few years ago, that's still growth, right? But 25% growth, King Kong growth in the areas of digital health and fitness. See the little puny man there in King Kong's hands? That's what this looks like. If you picture what the growth of digital health and fitness looks like compared to the consumer electronics industry in general, that's the picture you should get in your mind. This is where it's happening. So how many people, let me ask you this, how many people in the last year have used a fitness tech device? Okay, really, I mean, think pedometer, app on your phone, the Lose It app. That was it? One more, raise your hands one more time, because this blinding light and then the being up all night. Okay, I'd say this is over half of you, which is right about the stats that we're seeing. Again, the CEA stats, people in the United States, 55% used fitness technology in the last year. More than half of every human being in the United States used a touch of fitness tech in the last year. That's huge. That's amazing. I am a frequent contributor to the Dr. Oz show, and those producers tell me that their audience doesn't even own cell phones, but their audience is using some part of fitness technology. That's amazing. So over the next 5 years, we're looking at the adoption rate of about a third of people purchasing or anticipate purchasing some piece of fitness technology. So I've covered the launch of a dozen gadgets in just the last 24 hours. We've seen the new Fitbit, the new Fitbit Flex, the armband. Body Media has a beautiful little piece of wearable and trackable technology. It looks like a piece of jewelry. It's the world's smallest tracker, over 5,000 data points per minute. I mean, this is like Jetson high-tech stuff. And you're walking around with it all over. You're walking with it, it's tracking, it's measuring. We always say you have to measure it to manage it. Let's think about that for a second. When we look at where the state of this industry is going over the next 5 years, I'm looking down and saying, you know, making sure I get these specs and figures right. Wearable devices in sports and fitness will grow to 170 million devices. 170 million devices. With this, the human body really becoming an input-output device where everything can be tracked. But when all is said and done, oh, come on, this is my favorite slide. Oh, here we go. Really, why are we here today? Why are we all sitting in this room? Who gives a rat's when all is said and done? Is this just another way to find a money-making area with consumers and technology? Have we sold so many smartphones that now we have to reach into pocketbooks in some other way? There are nearly 200,000 people here at CES this week. Nearly 200,000 of us walking around, waiting in that line at Starbucks, waiting for 2 hours in that taxi line. Just about every single one of us has one goal this year. One. To lose weight and be in better shape. I mean, if you really stood and people were honest and you had that goal, I mean, this is a room of very fit people. I don't know how many people in here have that goal, but in general, in America, it's like 1 out of every 2 people. Why? Because 150 million Americans vowed to lose weight and exercise. So this is why we give a rat's. 150,000, I keep saying that, 150 million Americans have vowed to lose weight and get in better shape in 2013. And by now, we're just a little over a weekend to this new year, and already half of those, 75 million, are stuffing Krispy Kremes down their mugs as fast as they possibly can. According to the Surgeon General, we need to lose 4.5 billion pounds of fat. We need to lose that weight. Just 16% of Americans right now are really taking care of their health. So half of us are using these fitness tracker gadgets, we're using health tech, but we're still fatter than ever. The obesity epidemic is running wild. That's why we give a rat's. That's why we're here. And that's the responsibility of everyone that will be on the panels here, the people in this industry guiding, leading, the visionaries, luminaries, and even folks like me reporting on this particular industry. Pedometers, those good old pedometers all the way back to Thomas Jefferson, still remain the most popular health and fitness device. But fitness video games have seen the most dramatic increase in usage over the past 2 years. Heart rate monitors and body mass index scales have seen a 6% decline over the past few years. So those have shifted shape completely to become a whole new gadget. I mentioned the Body Media. Withings has come out with a tiny new tracker. These are all things that I have personally covered as a journalist in the past 24 hours. And at the center of all of the new emerging health and fitness technology is that smartphone, the new remote control for your connected life. We know that these wirelessly connected devices have allowed for major strides, but we're just in the beginning. Where we were with tablets 2 years ago, we are with these fitness devices today. And let me play devil's advocate for a second before I really wrap up and pass this on. Is all this connectivity, when we sit through these meetings and discussions and brainstorms over the next couple of days, is all this connectivity helping us? or is it hurting us? Is being tethered to a smartphone, an app, a tracker gadget, is that what's going to finally make a dent in this obesity epidemic in America? I hope so. I think so. I think it probably will. You know, how many of you have seen that fork that zaps your tongue every time? It just unveiled here 2 days ago. It unveiled. Have you seen this? I had it with me all morning. I was talking about it on TV. It's a little fork that has, it's a little fork. It's a $99 fork that zaps your tongue if you eat too fast. Brilliant? That's awesome. It's what everybody's talking about. I mean, a fork can vibrate on my tongue all day. It's not going to make me eat any slower. I'm just saying. If being glued to our cell phones isn't bad enough, though, think about it. You want us to monitor every step, bite, and snore? Yeah, that's what we're going to be asking the folks who will be sitting on these couches behind me today. So, my call to all of you in this room, as well as to all of the speakers, the moderators, is to be held accountable. It's to pull a Steve Jobs and to think different as we head into the biggest, most impressive emerging technology of this show. Again, 4K TVs, NFC technology, smartphones that you can drop in water, bendable screens. These are all oh wow gadgets. But what's truly going to change my life at the end of the day? Hopefully, we'll see it here, hear about it here, and you'll be a part of it over the next few days. Thank you so much. Have a great time here. Don't forget to move around a little bit, at least run between buildings. And if you're like me and you're pinball dodging folks trying to get somewhere, just remember to breathe and be healthy about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jen.